Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Friday, August the 2nd. I'm 1 week away from vacation, so I better get those pre-recordings done. Anyways, that being said, the Leafs have signed their number 31 overall draft pick, Ben Danford, to an entry-level contract, so he was drafted this year. That first round, a lot of those guys have already signed contracts, so we're going to get a look at them in training camp, and we'll see how many of them end up maybe breaking camp with their team, getting like a 9-game tryout, that kind of thing. But Van Danford being signed by the Leafs, there you go. So depth chart adds another. Jordan Spence has signed a 2-year extension with the LA Kings. It's worth $1.5 million per season. Blue line's going to be a little bit different in LA. Maybe Spence gets a more prominent role this coming season. And of course, Brant Clark is one to watch too on that blue line. So the LA blue line could look a little bit different this year. With the exit of Matt Roy, it kind of sort of has to. The New Jersey Devils raising some eyebrows in hiring Chuck Fletcher. They've hired him as an advisor to general manager Tom Fitzgerald. As a number of hirings were done, they added Manny Legacy in their goaltending department as well. But Andy Green has also been hired as an advisor of hockey operations. So I'm sure there will be some saying Chuck Fletcher is an advisor to a general manager, looking at his resume and going, interesting. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that, but I put that on the board. Normally I don't talk about the ones that are hired in those kinds of jobs, but this one it had to go on the board, right? It's interesting to me who ends up being hired as advisors and all that. So yeah, that happened. Let me know if you're a Devils fan, how you feel about that. There was a question asked on the NHL's X account yesterday. What made you a fan of hockey? Now, I had watched hockey as a little kid. I think it was on my dad's TV, it was on my grandparents' TV. So it's on TV, and since you only have one TV in the house and you only have 12 channels to watch, hockey was the thing to watch. But the 1981 playoffs is where my fandom really took off. That's why I'm wearing the Minnesota North Stars jersey, because I became a huge North Stars fan during that run to the Stanley Cup Finals. So when I get to that part of the history videos, I'll be all happy and excited. I should have that one recorded, I think, and I think that one will post the day before I come back from California. At any rate, so I'm just thinking, like, I think I'll be talking about that season before I leave. That'll be fun. The 80-81 season was great. That was the season that turned me into a hockey fan. And from then going forward, I watched as much as I could. Again, not all games were televised back then. Playoffs, a lot of them were, but not all of the playoff games were televised either. There were times where you'd be like, okay, out of town scoreboard. Oh, wow, that happened. But yeah, the 81 playoffs were great. And I remember watching Pat Riggin for the Calgary Flames. And just, I love the Minnesota North Stars. Don Beaupre, Dino Ciccarelli, the whole bunch. I also wanted to clarify something yesterday. So the Jeff Merrick video, I did not mean to insinuate that Merrick was sending anything for gambling purposes. He was not. But the point is that you can see that kind of thing going on where, an announcer's leaking out information and it could potentially be used by gambling purposes somewhere else if the person, let's say I tell my wife something and she's sending that information to somebody in the press. We'll just throw it that way. Then I'm not the one giving the information to the press, but somebody else could be. And I've seen people pointing out that other drafts, everything gets spoiled. You know what? This is part of what ticks me off with sports. I hate it. I hate spoilers. They drive me crazy when it comes to the draft. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. When the expansion picks got leaked for Seattle before they made their picks, I hated that. That was so frustrating because it just takes that moment away. And then I did see somebody saying, well, they have to tell the station because they have to have the graphics department ready. Why? Like, I think I'm also of the opinion that there's way too many graphics. There's way too many splashy things all over the screen all the time. Why? I know who's going up and being drafted. I don't need that on the bottom. And I don't think it takes that long to throw that graphic together either. And you don't have to tell everybody in production. Like, it's odd to me. But again, I'm sure Merrick will land on his feet. He'll have another job before we know it. In this current environment, being known and that kind of thing seems to help. We've seen other people in media end up out of a job for whatever reason, but their name carries some weight. and therefore whatever they decide to do after that, whether it's normally it's a podcast, right? A lot of the time, whatever they decide to do afterwards, they end up doing pretty well. They land on their feet, so I have no doubt that Merrick can, and I have no doubt that he will. But thank you guys so much for all your support as always. It is greatly appreciated. I am not allowing myself to think too much about the upcoming vacation because I still have 17 videos to make that are going to post to the channel while we're on vacation. It's a total of 32, and it goes from the 9th to the 16th. It'll be 32 videos that I will have pre-recorded before I leave, so I'm about halfway through. So if I seem a little bit drained at times in videos, I apologize. But I'm trying to do that so that while I'm off, you guys are still getting your daily videos from me, and I'm having a nice quiet vacation. I will still be recording videos while I'm down there, though. And of course, the Entertainment Guy channel is usually pretty busy while I'm on vacation. That's where I'm posting a lot of the content because it's not hockey. So since it's not hockey, it doesn't go on this channel. I learned very early on with this channel when I made the mistake of making a baseball video once. People like, baseball? Psh, unsubscribe. And I was like, okay, so don't do that again. And so the Entertainment Guy was born. Just out of a sense of necessity that, all right, anytime I want to talk about non-hockey, it has to go over there. So it doesn't matter what it is. If I want to talk about it, make a video on it, it ends up on that channel. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you're staying cool during this summer. It's hot here again. We had a nice few cool days, but it has heated up quite a bit here again. So take care. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. I will talk to you again soon.